I'm a very big Billy Joel fan. He's the greatest of all time. I love him. I was just talking to my wife. We've seen him many times. Like he was on the Actors Studio, just as an example. What was he, James Lipton?
Yes.
And so James Lipton asked Billy Joel. He said, "So are you happy? Are you satisfied with your life?" And Billy Joel says, "I'm content." He's like, "You're content?" He's like the most successful singer-songwriter, piano player of all time, right? He's like, "You're just content?" And I was telling my wife what I think it is. It's not with his success financially. He's very happy. I mean, Billy Joel came from nothing. He was poor. Now he's this multi-millionaire. Forget about hundreds and hundreds of millions, makes 2-3 million a show. It's not the financial part of it. It's the music part of it. Billy Joel always wanted to be taken very seriously as a classical writer. And that's why he did Fantasies and Delusions with Richard Jew. He once said, Neil Diamond, gave a great quote. He goes, "I forgive myself." This is Neil Diamond. "I forgive myself for not being Beethoven." And then Billy Joel said, "That's what it is. I haven't forgiven myself for not being Beethoven." You see? So I think that's where Billy Joel just always wanted to be taken as a very, very serious, classical writer. And I think he's great. I think his Fantasies and Delusions, his instrumental music, his classical music is brilliant. But I just think that's what it is with Billy Joel. Don't get me wrong. He loves rock and roll. Like he always told the story. Rock and roll was like, the wild girl that kind of took me away from the classical girl. She was the good girl, the good girl next door. And the rock and roll was like the wild girl with the stilettos on, you know what I mean? And she ripped, like that song you wrote. She cut me once, cut me twice, still I believe. Stiletto. She took Billy Joel away from classical music, but at some point he rediscovered her, the good girl, the classical music. And later in his life, he focused everything to classical music. And now I believe he's very happy because that's his true love, classical music. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Oh, Billy Joel, the piano man.